Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. We're just gonna be doing a few things today for concept design on Father Fritz and maybe some costume design for Pinky and Inky as well. But we'll see what my quota is for today once we get through Father Fritz. I've done a lot in the last several hours. I think last night especially, I was working on them. So we're gonna see if we can finalize some costume design because I think I got his face figured out for the most part. It's just a matter of getting all the other little details down. I'm gonna go ahead and share some of the sketch work that I've done so far. That's a little bit of what I've done at the moment. And I'm like, I'm okay with, a lot of what I've done so far, but I know I need to push a little more. So we're going to be doing a little bit of pushing today. And this is the most recent thing that I've done. And, it's okay. It's not fantastic. It's not exact. It's not there. You know what I mean? Like the face is there. I think I've definitely got the face down of what I want. But as far as costume, we need to figure that out. Rasterize that really quick. Cut that out. Okay, and then we can delete these others. That too. And then that way we can save the face that I've chosen for Father Fritz. I've gone through a couple of different renditions for him at the moment. And I'm just going to go through again on the Pinterest here because I saved a couple images and I've got a couple more images as well in different areas. Oh yeah, I've got like 42 pins all set up. And the weird part is you're going to probably see, at least if I can share what I'm working on, so that way I'm not talking into the void. Where is it? Share my screen. I want to do. Yeah, I want to do that, obviously, but I also want to share screen. Window. What about the print tab? Oh, hello. Don't know who you are. Alright. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back because there was somebody ringing the doorbell. Sorry for the wait. Bug guy came in, so I didn't know he was here. So that was fun. Anywho, yeah, this is kind of what I've got for Father Fritz. If you haven't noticed already, I've got a lot of thoughts on him being very much like Trump in the matter of the amount of idiocy behind his stuff, and then on top of that, the fact that he was able to sway such a large mass of people, even though he's a fucking con man. But anywho, that's the thought process on Father Fritz. Let me see if I can find what I'm looking for because I'm ADHD brain and I've got too many things going on, and I got thrown off by having somebody over that I wasn't expecting. Let's see. My channel, please. No, just my channel, please. Yes, thank you. Okay. So I definitely know I wanted to keep in ties. I'm gonna get some water. Give me 1 second. Okay. And we're back. So yeah, overall thoughts for Father Fritz is he is of nobility, and it was part of the reason why he was able to get in for the priesthood. It was one of the things that his family was well known for is his cousins and his father even were all priests in some respect in different parts of Emmerich. And so we're going to try and keep in mind on that end of it for Fritz, because the same thing happened to him. He decided to go into the priesthood because it was the only thing he knew best. And also have to keep in mind that he's a noble. So, and also have to keep in mind that he's technically didn't really exactly make it into the priesthood yet. So, more or less, he's an acolyte. And he's been an acolyte for God knows how long. Especially because they haven't allowed him to go back into it due to not only his severe practices, but also in the fact that due to his nature of things being gay, essentially, but he is not fond, or at least not proud of being gay, and that's where the villainy end of it begins. So we're going to. Wow, my brain is not doing well today. Sorry, guys. Really sorry about that. I'm trying to remember what I'm doing here. Let's see. I need to find something. What was it? Oh, yeah. Okay, that's what it is. My brain was on the fact that I had to find the last previous concept design works that I had done for the priesthood. So that means I gotta go to my coffee. It's just like weirdly the only place I posted it. I don't understand why that is, but it's what it is. It's where I can find it. It's fine. There we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and save that in here, and I'm going to plug that into here. probably going to have to make this canvas a little larger because I have so many elements now. That's fine. Okay, that's perfect. So we've got Father Fritz's face. We've got some of the concept work that I've already done for the acolytes and the priesthood of the fold. And then we're going to probably go ahead. Let me see what other things we've got, because definitely keeping somebody in mind for him being a noble. And something like this would work, I suppose. But I am liking, there was something in here that I saw before. Yeah, I like the fact of parting instead of like having the whole thing be the full dress. I like the idea of the frontal part of his garb being visual. So I wanted to borrow Lust here. It's a picture that I found on Pinterest to help get a good idea of sort of closeness of what I want, but not, I don't want it, like, I like the idea of the priest garbs, but I'm having issues with it just being priest garbs, because I see him not exactly, he's kind of like one of those priests that they sent on a specific area that, like, it's not some noble's job. It's like the job that, someone who like Vincent Van Gogh. I don't know if you guys ever watched that story or not, Loving Vincent. But part of Vincent Van Gogh's life, he couldn't get into the priesthood, so they sent him off to a mining village, and that's basically like where he stayed for some time until he, spoke out against the hypocrisy and whatnot and decided to become an artist instead. So that's kind of like some fundamental instances that I've been thinking about. So I think I'm keeping the priest garb as an undercoat type deal, and like kind of very similar here where we've got the sash and that, and then maybe something like this or like that. So we're gonna just play with these for a little bit and see what we come up with. And also trying to incorporate some of the elements here as well. So I'll probably only do this for about an hour because my brain is in such a horrible fog right now. And I think I might need to take a second after this stream to just sort of decompress. I feel like I'm going at a million miles an hour. So I kind of like the pose that Lust is doing, so we're going to borrow that really quick. And I'm just going to get the basic body down here, and then we're going to worry about the overall design of the character and the costume afterwards. So kind of tilt it forward. There. Leaning a little bit forward. Not too much though. I'm going to try and dial it down a little bit. I'm also going to write down some notes here for myself so that I can recall. I don't want to forget. So even though I said that he's more of an acolyte or a priest, I'm gonna probably say in his background, at the very least, he made it to priesthood, but he's not like considered any of the higher priests and anything like that. And for him to be a priest in Athene, like there's a lot of positions open, especially considering the fact that there are so many churches in the areas, in that city in particular. So he probably rotates as a priest somewhere, but he won't be once once all the hell breaks loose. So we're gonna go ahead and say raise nobility, family history, priesthood. Go ahead and fix the spacing on this because we don't need it at 66. We also don't need it there, so just a little bit. There we go. So raise nobility, family history, priesthood, which could entail heirlooms of certain things. So let me get back to that later there. So that also could mean that he's got heirlooms of some kind, and that could entail just simply like a necklace, or even like clasps on his collar or on sleeves. Um, Hell, like even the whole outfit could have been an heirloom at some point. I'm gonna also push this up above everything else so that way we aren't drawing underneath anything. But and then we're gonna finish off here. I'm gonna fuss with that hand for a second because that's what I do. I like to fuss at things. Probably help if I just get the arm figured out really quick. There we go. That works. I'll take that. Yeah, okay, I like that much better. Good. All right, so we're making progress. We're making progress. And I'm just making this super messy because um, I just want to get the pose down at the first moment. Don't want to worry too much. So I kind of like the idea because there was other bits and pieces, and I kind of want to make the shoulders pointy. Don't know why, but I feel like that's just something that fits him a bit. I also need to make his shoulders. Now that we've got the pose down a little bit, I gotta try and make things changed a little bit. So we want more of a triangular shape on the upper body. So I don't know how to work in those pointed shoulders. But I'm thinking it could possibly be something involving with like his attire, which entails maybe pauldrons. But then there's also this that I kind of like too, and that's interesting and could work. It's kind of like that because that very like vaguely resembles priest, but also speaks nobility rather than this. I do like that, don't get me wrong, but we're also trying to build in the fact that he is a noble, but he's not like, he's still a priest. He's just, because I don't want to say excommunicated, because that was the original thought that I had for him, was that he was excommunicated. But perhaps it's more of a factor of just, he's kept on the down low due to his severe practices, and so they sort of just threw him in with like It might actually just simply be like he embarrasses them with his fervor because of how like insanely angry he gets at the idea of homosexuals and the LGBTQ in general. So I'm sorry I'm making such a horrible character, but I am taking from experience, not like from a sole person, but kind of just a collection of people that I've either known or have experienced in the past. So let's go ahead, and I like what we're doing here with this. So now we can go ahead and start getting some ideas on. I really like this. I don't know why, but I'm kind of really liking that. So we're gonna play with this for just a bit, and I'm wondering. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. I'm also gonna keep in circles and such. So we're gonna keep those in mind as well. Ooh, okay, okay, okay. So maybe so thoughts. I'm getting there. We're having some thoughts. So maybe some of the cowl here from this. Keep that in there, and then I really like. I'm probably going to make this be the symbol of the wheel, which is the symbolization for the fold here. So that's the first part. Okay, and then this is basically going over top that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into here and make this a part of that. So that way that's part of the cloak that he's wearing. That gives him a priestly look. I'm not too sure how I'm going to do the pointy shoulders at the moment. I keep saying that, but we're just going to go with this. Not a lot I can see there because that's so dark, but let's go ahead and consider some other options. I do like this section. So the part without the cool cowl or the shoulder thing, because we already have that technically. So, and I like how long this is. So here, let's play with this for a second. Also wanted to keep the sash because all of them have that sash there. Alright, alright, okay. Hmm. This is going to be the very first rendition because we're going to have multiples of these, and I just kind of want to get one that seems relatively close. And I mean, if this ends up being the one, that's great, but I still want to do like maybe another page or two of these ideas before settling on one. Yeah, keep that. And then the other idea is whether or not I want him to have gloves too, was another thought. Um, so maybe we can play on that here. I'll give him some gloves. Gloves to so that way he doesn't have to touch the filth of humanity because he's that kind of person. I just kind of think of the worst, and I have not given this man any redeemable qualities. Like obviously, boo-hoo, sad. Like he's gay, and I think the problem is for him, boo-hoo, sad, you're gay. But the problem is that you should have like for Fritz, it's kind of like taking into the mindset of he could have accepted himself for what he was, and he didn't. And instead of not only accepting himself for what he was, he also went the whole completely opposite direction and decided to make it everybody else's problem and try to harm other people based on that um, thought process. I apologize if I said anything wrong or cruel or anything like that. I don't mean it that way. Um, I'm just really fog-brained right now, and it's kind of bad. But for Fritz, essentially, it's kind of like none of you would understand the reference I'd make it, but also like this is like my dad, because he's sort of like an individual who knows that they have the tendency being towards gay. He's kind of like the parallel of Pinky in the story, where Pinky realizes he's gay, and then he's like, "Oh, okay, well, I think that's okay, or at least I'm not 100% sure if it is, but I want to find out, and I want to ask questions, and I want to know more about what it means, and how I can be at peace with myself being this way and being who I am." And instead, Fritz kind of goes through the whole system of, "Oh no, I'm this, but I don't want to be this. And so therefore I'm going to try and have this really messed up roundabout way of not accepting myself and in turn trying to make other people not accept themselves as well and believing that if I get rid of the gays, then I will no longer be gay and I'll be cured." So that's Fritz. Oh, okay, so there's buttons here that I'm noticing. So we could probably have those buttons. I also kind of really like the fact that they had a clasp there. And I think that's another good spot for the symbol to go as well. They're trying to decorate himself to look like a man of faith. But for one thing, it's for certain, he's certainly not. Alright, so that top portion is pretty much set. I really like the idea of this here, mainly because of the fact that it looks like it would belong to a noble. So I'm going to do this here. Because no lower class individual is going to have very nice silk pants. That's for damn sure. Unless, they are a silk maker. But even then, I think that's impossible for them to own the things that they have to sell. Unless they make a decent living off of it. Alright. So that's that. So keep them all those. And then let's try the boots. The boots. I just realized I probably should have some music. I've been rambling this entire time. And well, let's put on Ghost Data, because why not? There. Ghost Data will play momentarily. Just give it a moment. I figured, Ghost Aid is pretty good music for drawing a villain, so why not? So now we're going to also add, because this portion of it, I wanted to add There we go. So we've got some starting going on here. I like what I see so far. Maybe I don't want it to be that long because it looks like it kind of toys a little bit with this lower area. So we're going to make this a little shorter. There. I think that looks better. Then maybe what we can do is add some of the vestments. These or like a double of these. Because Fritz is not just some regular priest, he is the villain. So he needs to stand out. And that's funny because there's like several variations that I've considered to be Fritz, but I figured at this point it's time to sit down and actually consider what he should look like. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually don't mind this rendition right now. So progress is progress, I suppose. Alright, so let's start taking into account heirlooms. I kind of love the idea of that going across, so maybe we can take into account these elements, where he'll have like three symbols, and then we can add. Um, maybe this could be the pointy that I was hoping for. So maybe, like, that could be the point. And this is an heirloom from his father. I was also kind of thinking too that Fritz. So in the camps, what are they called? They are the conversion camps. In many of the conversion camps, they like to play on this idea that an individual's gain is the fault of the family, i.e., the fault of the father. and Fritz plays on that as well. And so, even though he has this heirloom of his father, it's almost like a chain that weighs on his shoulders, in a sense. Um, the shackles of his father, almost. And the reason being for that is I kind of had ideas where like his dad was not a kind man, as any overly zealous father might be in regards to faith. And so I kind of had the thought process and idea that when Fritz was discovered to be gay, his father put him through all sorts of devices of torture to try and cure him of it. And thus, that is where Fritz gets a lot of his ideas for his sermons as well as for his own conversion camps. So I think for what I've done so far, I actually really like this one. I think this rendition is probably the closest I've gotten the last several hours. So I actually might just go with this and make this the official, which is good, you know. Like I don't have all the time in the world to sit here and do concept design as much as I would love to, but whenever I can get something kind of figured out, I'm appreciative of it. Also, who doesn't love sitting here and designing villains all day? Because that's my jam. I'm here for that. Maybe the next stream that we do, I could work on Isidore since, or I can work on Isidore either way, but I do need to work on Isidore before we publish the next episode because he features in that one. And that is, spoiler alert, our main villain. I'm probably going to also do, so I'm going to probably keep this variation without the hat and see how I feel about it, and then do a variation with the hat. Because he's both buff. And I did like the hat, but I liked the hat on a certain outfit. So, also, I just realized Let me see if I can go back. I'm actually wondering if I did the stream wrong. Because I might have, yeah, I totally did. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, hold on. Let me share the screen with what I'm working on now. I'm such an idiot. This is what I've done so far. Hey, look at that. Dumb old me forgot to switch screens. But here you go. This is what I've worked on so far. And I very much like this. And I actually got the little spikies in there. So, I can't believe I made you guys sit on my Pinterest for God knows how long. Because funny enough, the Pinterest was what I wanted to go to just now. Um, I saw a meme on there, and I saw a meme of Donald Trump, and I saw it had like him with his toupee, which I'm assuming it's a toupee. I'm pretty sure it is, but I saw him with his toupee, and then somebody did like a digital like re-rendering where like he had a beard and everything. And I will tell you something, he did not look bad. Like I really feel like if he just got rid of the toupee and shaved off his entire head and just gave himself a beard, he'd look fucking fantastic. And he'd be less of, a joke. So, yeah, just the thought process on that. You really should fucking try it. Like, take some self confidence in yourself, Sarah. Maybe you might become a better person if you try to appreciate yourself and others. Do what Father Fritz has done. Like he went bald. He got rid of the toupee. He realized that it was a flaw on his features and that it wasn't getting him anywhere. He's doing a lot better now. Kind of. Not really. He's still a genocidal maniac. So, alright, I am relatively fond of that actually. So, we're going to go ahead. I want to save all that. I want to hide some of these things. I'm going to move this over. I'm like really, I am so happy I got to do the spikes on his shoulders. Like I don't know why I wanted him to have pointy shoulders, and this is doing it for me. Like really freaking doing it for me, and I'm happy about it. So we're gonna go ahead and copy this here because I want to do a variation with the hat and see how I think about it, or how I feel about it, not how I think. My brain is not working today, guys. I don't know what's happening, but it's what it is. Everyone has their off day. The other thought is, should I cut holes? Should I cut holes in the hat? I don't know. But you know what? We'll try it. We'll try to cut some holes in the hat. It's not that functional for them, but we'll try it. We'll try it for you. Okay, Father Fritz? Okay. Oh, why do I not hate it? Of course I don't hate it. What's wrong with me? It's not functional. It makes no sense. I'd have to like, oh god, why am I like this? Well, we could try some different hats. It doesn't always have to be like, you know. 'Cause, I mean, he doesn't look bad without the hat, but he also kind of looks kind of dope with the hat. Just saying. Oh, there goes Fritz in the hat. But okay, there we go. Fritz in the hat. All right. Um, no, I know that there's like different hats that I have seen. This one is only the only reason why I want to keep this one. The only reason why I like it is because oh, I wonder if like so. This is kind of my thought process again. Sorry, this is like me on 50,000 miles an hour. So excuse me. Hello, can you just oh, save? Oh. Yeah, I need to save that, please, please. Close that and go back into it because it's being silly. So some thought process on the hat. I just thought about to make it a little more functional. That maybe it's like this, where it's parted, and so that way the ears don't get all funked up and like in the way, and they can still kind of move them around a little. So maybe that's what's going on with this hat here. Is that it's that. It may not look like that, but it is that. Trust me. And then we could do another hat idea. I've seen the weird priest hats before. But I feel like those are more for like the Pope. But we could try it. Okay, so I'm honestly really liking this. I'm not too sure if I'm digging the cardinal hat. Doesn't really fit the vibe, but I'm okay with this. And like we can do both of these versions here and there, obviously, without like throughout the comic. So I think we're gonna keep this idea and not go with that. So I think that's it for Fritz. So we're gonna save this real quick. I don't have. I guess I could do like a couple of facial things that I've been wanting to do for him. So let's go ahead. This is that. We don't want all that. Yeah, we'll just do this for now and pop up the other one whenever we need it. Okay, let's see what we've got in regards to facial expressions because I know I saved several of them on my Pinterest. We're gonna be having a few Donald Trump ones, so that'll be fun. Oh, excuse the heck out of you. Because I saw several of the Donald Trump ones, and I'm just like, oh, perfect. Yeah, that's exactly how he would have mannerisms and such, and those are his exact mannerisms. The holier than thou kind of expression, but also memeable in a weird way. All right, we'll work with this one because that's about almost the amount of time that we have for today. So let's go ahead and play with this guy. I love the fucking black collar I gave him. I'm here for it. Also, I used to struggle with drawing bald characters, and this gives me so much like satisfaction in the fact that I've grown at least a little, and the fact that I can finally draw a bald character, and no less a bald villain. Like that's best. All right, so now we've got. And then we can't forget his shoulder spikes, which makes me so happy. They probably have they're purely aesthetic, purely. There is no function other than the fact that it is jewelry, and it is an heirloom from his father. Alrighty. I think this is good enough for now. Thank you all for sitting on the stream. And sorry for the majority of it being like not the majority of it being you guys staring at Pinterest. But yeah, I mean, thank you for sitting with me. I think we figured it out. I think we have an idea of what Father Fritz is going to look like from here on out, and I'm actually really happy about it. So yeah, thanks guys for sitting in, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. And be gay, be proud, and don't let them push you down. So have a good day, all. Bye.